What's up everybody, and welcome back to the next video in our platformer mechanics series. The first type of platform that we'll be adding is a jump through platform. So as you can see, these two platforms right here, we can jump through them, land on top, and then if we land on top we can drop down through them. We're also going to talk about how we can add functionality for these platforms to a moving platform such as this one. So we could jump through it and we can fall down. Alrighty, so the first thing we're going to need to do is in our assets folder with our tiles, let's go ahead and open up that file manager. And when we open that up, we can see that we do have this platform right here, but we need to update that. Alright, so here I have our newer file, so let's go ahead and drag that in. Now it likely didn't move it to where we want it. Actually, no, it did. Perfect. So that has been updated. If we go over here to our tiles and we look at our tile atlas, and it looks like that has also updated with our new animations. Perfect. And so to add a one-way platform, we're going to do it through the tile map. It's actually quite easy to do in Godot. So if we open up our tile set right here, and we're going to select these three right here, and we're going to go to physics layer. We're going to add a collider. So first let's set up our snap, and then let's add our collider for these four. Perfect, those have colliders. Now to add one-way functionality, we literally just go and we click one way, just like that. And so those three kind of like wood platforms that we just made will now have one-way functionality. So if we come in here to our tile map, let's do some erasing here. Let's select these three. We had a gap of 3 there, then I think a gap of 2. That went there. And let's just add in some more tiles for fun. So let's put that there. Let's extend it to. Let's have it bend up, and then we'll have it bend like that way too. We'll put the end of that one there. Fill that in. Fill that in. Perfect. So now if we run this, we should be able to jump through those platforms that we see just right over there. Grab that ledge, and okay. Perfect. So one we went through, that one we went through, and that one we went through. Okay, we're going through all three of them. Perfect. Now you'll notice that we can grab that ledge. We can also, if we get it just right, grab that ledge, which makes no sense. And like we were showing at the beginning, grabbing ledges of, see, now we grab that ledge. So there's some bugs that this introduces. And so what we're just going to do is we're just going to make it so the player can't even grab a one-way tile. So like if a tile allows you to pass one directionally through it, we're just going to disable that so you can't even do that. The way we're going to do that is in our tile set over here. So we go tiles, we click on the tile set resource, and we go down to custom data layers. We're going to add one called one way, and we're going to give it a bool. So what this is like this is custom data that we can add to tiles, and it allows us to manipulate the properties, and it's very useful. So like if we select these three right here, custom data, and we select one way, we now see that each tile has like a checkbox, but only these three are checked. So only those three tiles have like the data saying, hey, these are one-way tiles. A huge application of custom data is you can add like the material of a tile. So like if your player's running on grass, then you can play grass sounds and you can get that data from custom data layers. Or if they're running on stone, you can detect that with the custom data layers and play your stone noises. And so these are very powerful features to add. So now we need to fix some bugs. So let's go over to our code. We've got our player. And we are going to make some changes here. So we're going to open up the ledge climb state and the ledge grab state and this player state. So as of now, when our player wants to grab a ledge, we check if the player's at a ledge, transition them to the ledge grab state, and then like snap them to the right position. That has some faulty logic. We don't ever want to go into a state until we know that we can go into the state. So all of this code right here to grab a ledge, we're essentially going to remove and move it over into the function that determines whether or not we can indeed grab the ledge. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to make some changes to this file right here, and then everything we're going to delete will be added in the player scene. So this corner grab position, we're going to get rid of that. This right here is all going to stay the same. I'm just going to add a new line right there. All of this right here is going to go away. And then wherever it says corner grab position, we're going to do player dot, because we're going to move this into the player because we're going to need that functionality. Perfect. So we're going to we won't get some errors there, but we might, and if so, that's okay. So now in our update, we're going to set the player dot velocity equal to vector2 dot 0. So we're just going to nullify any velocity that should happen. We're just going to be like, not going to happen. And then we're going to set the player dot global position to equal the ledge grab snap position. And we're just going to make sure that each frame we don't have any velocity and we're at the point we should be at. Okay. Alrighty. So that right there should be all the changes we add to this file. So let's go back to our player script, and we're going to need to make some changes here. Alright, so right where we have this ledge direction, we're going to add some more variables. So we're going to say variable corner grab position is a vector2, and we're going to set it to vector2 dot 0. Perfect. Next, we're going to say additional ledge climb nudge integer is equal to 0. And so that's just like a temporary variable. And actually, just because I might forget to do this later, I'm going to add this variable into resetting platform nudge integer is equal to -8. So these we're not going to necessarily use for the one-way platforms, but we will use them eventually. I just don't want to forget to add them, so we're going to leave them right there. Okay, we have all of that now. So we need to come down to our ledge grab function. Okay, ledge grab right here. And this is where we're going to make some big changes. So all that code that we deleted with the temporary variables, let me just pull up my example project. Player script, player, perfect. So all of this right here, we're going to copy, and we're going to paste it right to the top of this right here, because we're going to use all of those variables. And so now, let's handle the left ledge first. So let's just add a comment, handle left ledges. So this is going to stay the same. And so now, right here where we have like if RC writ, if the raycasts of the ledge left lower is colliding, so where we're detecting moving platforms, we're going to go past that, because we're also going to add a case for the resetting platform later, and we're going to come down to this else statement. And I'm going to give us a little room right here and type handle right ledges. Alrighty, and we're going to make some big changes here, so we're going to get rid of that code right there. So we're going to say underscore collision point is equal to, so ledge left lower dot get collision point. Okay, and we're going to say tile chord, so the tile that we're looking at is going to be the collision map dot local to map, perfect, from our collision point, perfect. And we're going to set the additional ledge climb nudge to be equal to 0. So remember, this is going to be for the resetting platform. With resetting platforms and climbing a one-way, we need to set the player slightly higher than we did for a solid platform. So, but this just negates that, so the player doesn't like appear and then fall on a normal platform. So that'll be explained a little more in the future, but we're just going to put that in there now because I know we're going to forget it. So now we need to check if this tile is a one-way collision tile. So we're going to say that the ledge is equal to vector 2i in this case. And we're going to get tile chords dot x plus the direction we're facing, and then tile chords dot y. The reason we're doing plus facing is that, like, the collision point is actually grabbing the next tile, and so we need to adjust for that and shift it back in the direction we're facing. If you get rid of that plus facing, you'll be grabbing the wrong tile from the data. And if you want, you can try, like, once we finish this code, you can try removing the facing and see how that affects the code, because it'll be buggy. Okay, so now we're going to get the tile data of that tile. So we go collision map dot get cell tile data, and we're getting this cell, the ledge cell. And now we're going to say if tile data and tile data dot get custom data, and so this is getting that one-way property. And if that's true, so if tile data, so meaning if the tile data exists and if the one-way returns true, because remember that's a bool, then we're going to transition to the false state, because remember we're disabling the player's ability to grab that tile. And we're going to say else corner grab position is equal to collision map dot map to local, and we're going to get the tile chords minus tile size correction. So this code is the same that we had in the ledge grab state. Right here, so setting that corner grab position. Alrighty. So lots of code, but now everything should work nicely. So now let's just take all this, and we're literally just going to paste it right here, and just make sure that for the left lower right here, you just switch it to right lower, and there we go. So now we should still be able to grab a ledge and snap to the proper position, so let's double check that. Yep. Ah, okay, we got a little issue there. We can't jump up, interesting, okay. Let's get on this platform. For some reason, I have the hardest time getting on this platform. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. So now, we can jump through that platform, but if we try to grab any of the ledges, we cannot. So we've now disabled that functionality, and that gets rid of all that bugginess that we potentially could have had and that we saw where we were grabbing here and there. Alrighty, the next little functionality we're going to add, and don't worry, we'll go back and fix that bug for not being able to jump up from the ledge. We will fix that in a moment. So going back to that one-way platform, if I can jump on this platform, perfect. Now that we're on the platform, we don't have a way to fall through. So we're going to add that functionality in. It's actually extremely easy. So we're going to say func handle one-way drop through. So we're going to say if key down global position plus equals vector 2 0 1. So we're literally just adding 1 to drop the player down, and then we just need to call this in the states that we want our player to be able to fall through. So that's going to be our idle state. So in our idle state, we're going to call player dot handle one-way drop through, and in our run state. And if you don't want the player to be able to drop through platforms, just don't call this function. Like in Celeste, when you jump through the wooden platforms, you can't drop through them. And so that's really easy to do. You just don't ever call this function, and then you can't drop through the platforms. So let's run this again. Jump over here, and now we can see we can fall through that platform nice and easily. Now it doesn't work on a solid platform because the way these platforms work is if the player collider is inside, meaning like if we don't come from above and collide on top of it, if we come from below or any other direction, it just ignores collisions. But on, so what that means is like, so when we're up here, as soon as we nudge the player down 1, the player's inside the collider, and so Godot's just like, oh, the player's inside, it's a one-way platform, just ignore that collision. But on a solid platform like this tile, if I hit down, theoretically I would nudge myself 1 pixel into the collider, but Godot's like, hey, can't do that, and it nudges us back out. And so we can't fall through those platforms. Okay, there's that bug again. So now, for this moving platform, we can't jump through it. To add functionality to that, we've actually kind of already built that in. So let's just go to our world. Let's click on moving platforms. That's this one right here. Okay, let's go to our moving platform code. And we're just going to go right here. And we're going to add this export property. And we're going to call it one way. And it's going to be bool equals false. And then we're just going to go down to the, we're going to come down here to the ready function, and we're going to type in collider dot one-way collision equals one way. And if we save this file and go back to our world, we now have a one-way option. We tick that. And let's get up there, and voila. We jump through the platform, and we fall through the platform. And we jump through the platform, and we fall through the platform. And so it's that easy to add one-way collisions to our moving platforms. Alrighty, so now let's figure out that ledge grab bug and see why it is doing that. So let's run the game again. Actually, we're not going to go full screen because I want to see our state changes down here. So, okay, we jump to ledge grab. That's what we want. So now, if we jump, we do jump to ledge grab to jump to ledge grab. So we're going from the jump state to the ledge grab, which is good. And then we're going from the ledge state to the jump, which is good. And then it's immediately putting us back in to the ledge grab state. So my guess is we need to add a slight correction to our jump state just to kind of nudge the player a little bit away. So let's go take a look at our jump state code. state. Perfect. That looks good. That looks good. Okay. Okay, everything looks good there. Let's go to the ledge grab state and handle jump right here. Okay, so we're going to say plus equals ledge release x nudge plus player dot ledge direction times -2. And we're going to say negative ledge release y nudge. Perfect. Alrighty, so if you want to see what's happening right there, let's turn on visible collision shapes. The way this code is working is... Oh. And that's actually a bug that we should have caught in an earlier video. So we have, our two ledge grabs, right? So we go there, boom. So we're registering right here, but if we jump, we're immediately registering ourselves as we jump. We're in the jump state, right? But in the jump state, we call handle ledge grab because we're allowing our player to grab ledges on the way up, just automatically. And so we jump, but then we immediately check for a ledge, and because the player hasn't moved, we're like, oh, there's a ledge right there, and so we immediately grab the ledge. So instead what we do is we just add negative ledge release y nudge. So that's the value of 5 pixels. So we're basically just shooting the player up 5 pixels to move clear of those ray casts, and then that won't catch that ledge again. So we're basically just nudging the player beyond the ledge and then having them jump. And yeah, that's how we get rid of that little bug right there. A nice, easy fix. Alrighty. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward. That's how you add one-directional platforms through tile maps. And then we also, disabled the ledge grab for those because it's an inconsistent mechanic, and we don't want our player to have inconsistencies. Unless you're making a rage game, in which case go ahead and add that, but I would advise against it. Alrighty, and so I think we're going to end the video right there with just the ledge grabs, with just the one direct. And with that, I think we're going to cut this video a little short. We'll call this part 1 of the additional platforms. Keep this video a little short. The next video, which I'll probably release within a few days of this first video, we're going to add bouncing platforms and that braking platform. So stay tuned to see when those videos are, or when that video is released. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like, please leave a comment. If you're not subscribed yet and you've seen one or multiple of my videos, please subscribe. It helps push this video and this content towards more aspiring game devs and helps support this channel. So with that, I will see you in the next one.